Hey guys, welcome back to the content that you're about to watch. Have you ever been on a date? If so, what will be your worst date that you've been going to? So today I will be looking at some of tweets that people have sent to number. Do you remember Jimmy Fallon has the segment called hashtags? Yeah, people ask a lot people. Well, it's all about Jimmy Fallon. Asked asked the people on Twitter to put their worst date stories. Hopefully they'll send it to on Twitter. And they got millions. It was very popular too, and it's trending. Well, it was trending back then. So let's go to some of the funny stories of their first dates, and probably, hopefully, you'll never do hopefully never do any of these disastrous first dates never seen again. And it's normal, okay? Getting first dates is a very normal. Okay, so now I'm gonna share some of the worst dates that Jimmy Fallon had never been put out. Well, some of them stories have already put out from the show already. But there are some more tweets that we had never seen on the show, and we'll get some of the stuff. I There are 44 of the stories that I have, and I'm only choosing 20 of them. And I have it right here on this card. So nice, right? All right, let's start off with the first tweet. Hopefully, end up with it. So, okay, first one. He picked me up to go see a movie. I picked the movie. We arrived and he found it was rated R. He freaking told me he had to call his mom to get permission to watch it. He did. She said no. They ended. We were both 21. Oh, wow. Been going on the movies because movies is a very difficult thing to go on a date. Because when we watch a movie, we had to select the movie, but didn't realize it was rated R. Yeah, there will be lots of adult now. Well, they were both 21 when they seen it, but my mom, well, his mom, called him that, can I watch this particular movie? He said no. They ended there because they want to watch a movie, but getting a permission from your mother, from your parents, that's one of the red flags because you'll be protected because his mom is being protected by his parents, his mother especially. And getting a permission, I think dating should be a bit of problematic if you're with his mother. Very, it's very unfathomable to see that. Well, that sucks. Okay, so this is what number 5 says. Okay, spilled soda on my crotch while pulling into her driveway. My first words when she answered the door were, "It's not pee." Okay, let me read some of the details here. Had unfortunate accident where he spilled soda on his private part. So he accidentally spilled soda. Oops! All the soda is now in here. And the spot where it landed, this is like, oh, I don't think this is what it looks like, and I don't think this is a really. Oh, that's so embarrassing. Might be wearing white pants, and that's it shows. Well, now you learn where spill something. Better not spill on the pants because they will probably assume that he peed himself. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully not. Hopefully it's not. Swear to you, it's not that of a big deal. Okay. As we were saying goodbye, she thanked me for taking her to the movies, and I said something like, "Yeah, I didn't have anything to do. Next up will be our third wedding anniversary." Whoa. Oh my goodness. Um, that's pretty awkward. So yeah, on the first date that Robert and his wife went on together, uh, Robert's wife then responded saying that he didn't have much to do at that time. Why? You don't have plans? This being honest is something that's discouraged. Well, yeah, I didn't have anything. If he didn't have anything else to do, it would be the date. But at least he's being honest, okay? At least being honest. I'm glad that he ended up with his wife well, ended up with becoming a wife. So, honesty is the best policy, maybe, but we can do all the lab stuff, but sure. Was out on a date with a guy who said he had no money and borrowed $10 to buy a drink at a convenience store. Came back with a scratch and won $60 and took me home since I wouldn't go to the strip club with his winnings. That seems a very, very weird. It took someone's date asking for her money. He wanted to borrow $10 from you and went no buy a drink. But nope, he just wanted to buy a scratch off and won the money. And he ended the date, went doing his own thing, buy his own ticket. If he had won $50, he won the fine. Wow. Well, relationship could be, yeah. Well, if that's the day, one because he want to ask for money. If the biggest thing that they want to ask, if you're going on a date, don't ask someone for money, okay? Because they will definitely get right out of it. That's like sugar daddy of some sort, or sugar mommy for this case. Sugar mommy, sugar daddy, because they really want to borrow your money just to get some things. That's the very stupidest he ever done. Well, that is so awful. It's so awkward. Well, guess she doesn't want to date with that guy. Just want to keep asking for money and want some. Just so, mm-mm. Well, can't have a second base for that. Sorry, my dude. I once showed up to a date. 10 of her friends were there with her and had no idea I was coming. She was blacked out, wasted, and introduced me as Tom. When I corrected her, she said, "Oh yeah, Tom is tomorrow night." Like in a very oh, like Tom. I'll introduce them Tom. I mean Tom is tomorrow. Things are happening there. More awkward to call him by the wrong name. Remember, it's Chris here, not Tom. His fate that had friends over when he wanted to take care of. I mean, Chris is a really good guy, but like, you don't even remember your name. You remember like Tom. I don't know why they went to some kind of this party right here and get drunk and get wasted and calling Chris Tom. Like, who's Tom? Who the heck is Tom? He put his phone down on the table and it was covered in tape. When I asked why his phone is taped up, he said, because the government is always listening. Wow, way to go getting this little conspiracy theories with it. Oh, have some serious with it. Yeah. So whatever her date is going on right here, it has to DM down, putting the phone down so that they don't see what they're seeing. They don't want to look out. They don't want his information to get out in the government. Well, what about FBI? Oh, FBI is. You think FBI is part of government? Oh, you have some conspiracy theories in your head. It's like it's weird when you just putting your phone down and just tape it so that no one can see. Well, I know there's cameras right here. They're everywhere. Cameras over here. There are so many cameras right there, so it's not that much you can do it. And FBI watches this one. Hi, if you want to meet in a conference and talk about some things, I'm down. Okay, I'll talk my way out of it, and there's nothing you can do about it. Okay, met this guy online. We met at Starbucks. He was 10 minutes late. Awkwardly paid for my coffee, and I had to coax him into conversation. We talked about science and religion and humanity, and he said, "I wasn't expecting you to be intelligent." Ugh, that's a shutdown. I'm trying to take this initiative. She was not having this good time because trying to keep up this little engage here. But that's a warning signal there. They gave it to her all, but man, that was straightforward. Very, very warning signal right here. Yeah. If you talked about some things and trying to be as smart as everybody else, just lower down your intelligence because that might be showing that it could be shown to anyone or to anything. So don't show your true colors. No, just be that. On my first date, and my now wife, she walked into the restaurant and proceeded to walk around the whole place because she had forgotten what I looked like. I eventually figured out after letting her walk and look around for 5 minutes. And the story you didn't tell of this date ended up being sweat. We went for in number one. She was like walking around like where's my date? I didn't see it anywhere. I did not remember where it looked like. And then she waved it down. Like, is she blind or something? Does she how did she not see where her husband is? Well, to be husband. That was it took like 5 minutes to go and find this guy right there. That is a very awkward thing to do. Tried to be an independent woman, walking quickly ahead of get into the car parked out front before it could open the door for me. He knocked on the window and yelled through the glass, "This isn't my car." Oh, you have to be aware for all the surroundings. But thank God that the person who owned the car was not there because it would be very embarrassing if you walk into somebody else's car, but you realize that's not the car that you parked. Well, next time ask someone what car are they riding or are you driving or a car they're driving or dates driving. Makes sense, right? Definitely makes sense. One time I took a girl to the movies. During the movie, she kept looking at the person behind her. Turns out her dad was sitting behind us the entire time. Oh no, no. Why? Why is her dad in the movies? I mean, he's very protective, but that much? Oh my goodness. Parents, especially a father, your father, often looking at behind him the entire time. Oh my god. You like going to avoid the theaters because when it comes to dates, dad always keeps looking at them. Just leave them alone and have a date by themselves. Don't let your dad just lurking at them. That's so creepy. That's no. Because imagine if I have gone on a date and my mother is still keeping an eye on me. Okay, that's it. I'm not dating with anyone when my mother is still watching us and see how everything is going. Mm-mm. That's a sign of being creep. I could definitely restrain you, right? I'll give you a restraining order if you do that to us. It's impossible. Can't do that. Went to the wrong house. An elderly couple maybe come in and watch CGI with them while they search for phone books so I could call my date for her address. Pre-cell phone era. Oh my goodness. In the it was a pre-cell phone era. I think you're assuming in the 90s. Yep. He forgot to write the address, the date's address, and ended up going to the wrong house. And now they're elderly couple right there, sitting down, watch the movie. While he was searching for the phone book so that he can call her. And it's the pre-cell phone. Without the cell phone, that's probably useless because going to 90s, it's hard. It's really hard to go on the 90s. Without having this smartphone right here, you would have gone to the wrong house, and that would be a very bad thing when it comes to dates, especially the dates. So told them the address very, very sooner, otherwise it would have been awkward and walking to someone's house, the wrong house. I had just been diagnosed with an ulcer and was put on medicine to clear my stomach. Farted and burped the whole time. I was so embarrassed. He still married me. I know being on the first date, but having diagnosed with ulcer, that would be a thing. That's one of the memories that you will never ever forget the first time being on a date. uh, I'm sorry that the first day was going to be a gastrointestinal problem. May have like a stomach problem there. But still, ended up being married. It's a good thing. It's a very good thing, but oh man, you'll have to remember that and you'll mention it for ages in your lifetime. But hey, glad it works out for you. Glad it works out. On our first date, my husband choked on an omelet and blew an onion out of his nose. I married him anyway. Oh my goodness. Wow. Oh man. Is he okay? Did he not chew something? Did he not chew? If so, did he accidentally swallow in the wrong throat or something? And the chunks coming out of the nose? Oh my goodness. Well, that sometimes may be very odd and choking an omelet and blowing chunks, there's onion chunks there. Wow. But they still married at least, so well, could be more that when they get married by choking an omelet and just blowing the chunk out of their nose. So it gets me every time. I went to a fancy restaurant thinking I was looking quite cute. When I introduced myself at the bar, my date said, I thought you'd be thinner. I grabbed his drink, poured in his lap, and I said, I thought you'd be smarter. I left and ate pizza that night. Oh wow. Oh wow. I will be saying something that can be a very big of a problem. And trying to communicate it and some concerns about them. Well, he got what he deserved, saying that he wanted a thin girl, like a very thin woman. You know what? Took the drink and poured in the lap. Oh wow. Yep. Girls doesn't like the guys to just calling someone out, calling a woman out, be stupid. Well, she did it. She took his drink, poured it on that lap, and just left it with the definitely the worst thing. Yeah, never ever ever say anything negative on the first date because you'll definitely blow your chance to keep being the first base. Because if you hit first base and you did something very stupid, you're out. And that's what happened. This is similar to baseball, guys. Very, very, very similar to a baseball. I met a girl for a blind date once. She didn't say a single word throughout dinner. Well, that's very awkward. Finished her meal and walked out. I did check my phone and there was a message from the girl saying she couldn't make it tonight. Who the hell did I eat with? Probably eating the wrong person. I think you're dating with the wrong person that you're dating with. And then the actual girl went on a date. She could not make it there. Then you're eating with someone else. That's wow. If she couldn't make it on the date, that's a big problem. That's the biggest problem. That not being showed up at all. Hmm. That's red. That's a red flag. One of the red flags that when it comes to first date, not showing up at all is the biggest red flag when they're going out on a date. Biggest red flag. You gotta show up or else no first base. You're out. One time a date took me to Taco Bell because he wanted to be cheap and then he left me there. That's very mean. That is straight up mean. He took you to Taco Bell, ordered some food by himself. Is it by himself? Maybe. And then he just left without her. Mm, that's a one of the things that just left out with and he left with just her in the Taco Bell alone. That's another thing. That's another red flag that he may not be into you because he wants food and not you. Another red flag right there. You probably need a better partner because that partner was such a douchebag. Okay? Such a douchebag. Never leave someone alone and do it like that. No, never do it like that. No, never. First date with my high school girlfriend. I asked if I could kiss her. She laughed at me. Oh my goodness. What did she make fun of? I mean, he finally has a crush and then wanted to kiss, but she was laughing. She was joking. No request, laugh at him, and it's the rejection. It really, really sets out being a first date and get rejected from her laughing at you. That is, that's one of the rejection things. You will probably gonna end up getting friends. No, being rejected is the worst. The worst thing that can happen. It's very awkward. Don't do anything that is very, very awkward. I mean, it's very normal to be awkward, but getting rejected by someone, that can be a big thing. Because moving, you just get making a move was a very, very big one. Because if you're expecting to make a move and just want to make a move and straight up and reject you, that's the worst problem you can ever get. Worst thing. I met a girl with a little younger than me, and she told me to meet her at her grandma's house for the date. What? I got there and girl wasn't there. She set me up with her grandma. Oh, she doesn't want to date you and you ended up with her grandma? Oh, wow. Wow. She tricked him. She tricked him, thinking it's gonna be a date with just him and her. But you'll end up with getting grandma. She loves pulling some tricks out of somebody. That's worse. That is bad. That is bad. And now you're gonna have to meet with her grandmother. Well, guess you're gonna have to deal with it. Sorry. There's not much I can help with that. Oh, okay. So this is one of Jimmy Fallon's dates. So this is one of his ones because I know he had been reading the tweets. So let's see about what Jimmy Fallon has. I was so clueless on the date with this girl. I served saltine crackers and made her play Mario Kart with me. Wow. He was very clue. Jimmy is very clueless about being on a date with a girl. You have no idea what you're doing, and then giving them some saltine crackers and play some Mario Kart. This is like being a kid again and bring some video games too. I don't think video games would take them would take this date somewhere else or not having another date with this one. And it appears that he abandoned her in the friend zone and leaving her bent for himself. Why? Why, Jamie? Why? Why? Why are you getting so friend zone to her? Why you left her being friend zone? Mm, mm, mm. That seems a little bit of a problematic there. That's all. That is so. Oh, wow. That's not a good idea. That's not an ideal. If I want to have a particular date, my typical date here is anything that I really want. I would like going outside and just traveling around, walking around in some places there. If I had to go for a place that will be on a date, I mean I'm not trying to be cheap, but I don't have that much money, and that's why I can't date me. One of my ideals is maybe a park. A park would be a very nice thing to just walk down, and just go on a date. Outside's very beautiful. We just have to walk. And it's just between the two of us and no one else. Just going out, getting a date, just being enjoyed, um, all the fun stuff. That's how it is. It's exactly how it is. All right, last one, last one. Well, yes, I have, and didn't even know it was a date. The plan was going to Vikings game. That was more people to know. So with paint on my face and I'm on the bike's journey to Vikings game, he sends the media location. I walk into a five-star candlelit restaurant. He's formally dressed. Didn't realize in the date I was prepared to go to the Vikings game, but actually he's not. I don't think he's not going to Vikings game. This is actually Vikings. Like speaking of games, like I think she assumes a Minnesota Vikings, but this is actually like a date, like an actual date. and he wears like very formally dressed, like a suit with a blazer on it, like an actual date. And she decided to wear like a Vikings jersey because I mean she supports like a Minnesota Vikings. That's getting in trouble, and we're dressing, and she dressed something that is not appropriate for an actual date. So wrong. I mean, go in the right place, but in the wrong time, in the wrong dress. We might have some problems right here. Yep, she did not realize this is a date and like actual date. She thought she was going to the Vikings game, but it's not a Vikings game, it's an actual date. Well, I'm sorry for that, but that's how it is. Okay, guys, that is the end of this video. Hopefully you learned the dates that we've seen on this Twitter. Hopefully make it a lot better. So when it comes to first, don't get anyone friends or don't let them try to trick you into thinking it was a date, but it's not. There are some red flags that I teach you might be learning because I did not know about the date, but now I learned everything about what to do and what not to do when it comes to your first date. Hopefully I learned that for myself and I have someone else, and going out on a first date might be a very nice thing, but I'll have to look up for that. All right, guys. Goodbye.